Apollo 11 was and still is one of the most important and famous events of modern day history. The fact that humans were able to not only make it to space, but reach the moon, which hangs over us every night, is a monumental achievement that will never be forgotten. On July 20th, 1969, the first people in human history landed on the moon and walked on the moon. Edwin Buzz Aldrin Jr. and more famously known Neil Armstrong were the first people to ever touch the moon's surface. This was achieved through the Apollo program, which was, quote, a massive national commitment by the United States to beat the Soviet Union in putting people on the moon. Britannica.com, Apollo 11. The launch of the Apollo 11 took place on July 16, 1969 at Cape Kennedy, now known as Cape Canaveral, Florida. The Apollo 11 was 363 feet high and had a Saturn V launch vehicle that weighed 6,698,700 pounds. Nearly every second of the flight from the launch of the spaceship, which was on July 16, 1969, to the landing on July 20th, 1969, was captured and streamed on television and watched by hundreds of millions of people. Many people had even bought a television just to watch this event, which signifies just how big of an event this was, not only to the United States, but to the whole world as well. Although the Apollo missions were originally made to compete against the Soviets, either way, it was still a major leap in technology for all of mankind and not just for the United States alone. After the launch of the rocket, it took several days until it reached the moon. It wasn't until the morning of July 20th, 1969 that the spaceship got close enough to the moon to land. For almost 2 minutes, the Eagle, which was where the astronauts were in after the main rocket, the Saturn V, had detached from the main cockpit, was hovering over the moon before it finally landed. Once they had landed, 10:56 p.m. East Standard Time, Armstrong stepped on the moon. As soon as he landed on the moon's surface, he said one, if not the most famous quote in American history, quote, "That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind." 20 minutes later, Aldrin joined Armstrong on the moon, which lasted for about 2 hours. On the moon, they had set up a device to measure the composition of the solar wind reaching the moon, another device to receive laser beams from astronomical observations on Earth to determine the exact distance from the two bodies, end quote. Britannica.com, Apollo 11. After 21 hours of the spaceship landing on the moon, it was time to begin heading back to Earth. On July 24th, 1969, a whole 8 days after the initial launch, the splashdown of Apollo 11 had happened in the Pacific Ocean. This event will always be remembered in history as the day humans first hit any sort of planetary body or lunar surface.